right.
Let's kick it over now to Dylan McGordy as we continue the whip around and talk about the Cubby Bear. Now
They could use some Mike Trout hitting video,
Tom and Mansky, one of the two. The Cubs lost another game on the road tonight.
I don't know if they're going to Mansky back-to-back playing like this, Dave.
As they lost to the Dodgers 5-0. This loss marks the Cubs' third consecutive road loss and third straight shutout loss on the road. The Cubs had only scored 6 runs over the last 5 road games and now just 11-12 overall in the season on the road. Should this be a long-term concern for the Cubby Bear?
I don't know. I keep wanting to say no, but as we get closer to June, I'm more inclined to say yes, Dave. I think the weather's been real nasty in Chicago. We live in Chicago. The weather's been terrible. May was a yucky month weather-wise, so normally you'd think maybe getting away from Wrigley.
L.A.
You get to L.A., it'll, you open up a little bit, start to hit, start to pitch. But maybe they're pressing going on these road trips. Normally, I love the Cubs yesterday. Arrieta's starting to figure it out a little bit. He's got great numbers in California. The no-hitter last time he was at Dodger Stadium in the regular season. They do the funky Anchorman costumes. The team wants to make Joe Madden look smart by coming up with these zany dress-up road trips, but it just hasn't gone that way. And offensively, this team is really struggling. Kyle Schwarber's hitting 180. Rizzo's hitting 250. Baez and Contreras and Zobrist, they're all hitting under that.
Yeah.
Even Bryant, who's been the most consistent offensive player for the Cubs, is certainly not matching the MVP pace we saw last year. I think everyone's pressing a little bit.
Hangover?
Yeah, sure, a little bit. I mean, what do these guys know about winning? They've never been at that level. It had to be a crazy emotional thing. How do you go and chase that dangled carrot yet again when you've reached the top of the mountain and planted that W flag like the Cubs did last year? So this is an interesting thing for certain, and I think the Cubs are starting to press because they see June coming. They see the Brewers ahead of them at times. Right. Weird stat that one of our cameramen, Rusty, who's a big Cardinal fan, was very happy to send our way before we started the show tonight, but was telling this was the Cubs' 5th time they've been shut out this season already. We're not even in June. They were only shut out 6 times all of last year through 162 games. So the numbers tell the story that this team is really scuffling offensively, pressing, and their pitching has not been all that much better. When you look at Arrieta, Hendricks has been better. Lester's been good.
Yeah.
Lackey, a lot of these guys have left something to be desired. Maybe it's hangover. Maybe it's, just scuffling and a little between the ears, but they're not playing like the team we saw win the World Series last year, that's for sure.
And again, you should have a bit of a hangover. You wouldn't expect it to go into June if you're the Cubs, but yeah, you haven't won since 1908. You don't know how to experience it. You're experiencing it now. Right. So maybe they'll pick it up after the break. We'll figure it out, but right now, you're right. The numbers certainly tell a story.